What's happening, Doug Peeps? Oldmantup coming at you today with our Week 10 match of the PPL Division 2 against Polymac and the Wander and Thunderbolten guys. Yeah, them. They're doing really good. They're currently in third place, so we want to kick third place right in the face and send them packing. And quite a few people would like to see that too. So let's go over the team. Didn't have time to do team builder this week. I apologize. Adjusting to midnight turn and 10-hour shifts. So fun things. Let's go over the team. We have our anti-lead mischievous. This is a Calm Mind sub Will-O-Wisp Shadow Ball set. That's it. That's what we got. And that's what we're going to roll with. What this is to counter Donphan and Bronzong leads. Comes in Will-O-Wisp, burns Bronzong and or the Donphan. Stops Donphan from doing any damage, pretty much whatsoever. Knockoff still doing negligible damage. Max HP, max speed. So we'll see how that goes. Tracheon, I forget what item I had on him. Before the match, I was debating whether or not to go Choice Scarf or Expert Belt. I did end up going Expert Belt because of the spread damage. Should have went with the Choice Scarf because I was really afraid that Scarf Hydreigon was going to be a problem. We got Amoonguss, interesting Amoonguss set this week. If we get to see it, it has a nice little surprise in store for Mega Pinsir, and that is Worry Seed. So if it wants to switch in with its Aerialate ability, it gets Insomnia. So bring it. We ain't scared of your buggy flyiness. Spore, interesting combination there. Sludge Bomb and Giga Drain. Okay, what was we? We have the Achi Berry on there to take Ice Beams from Manaphy. Can do that comfortably, even if he gets a Tail Glow up enough to beat it 1v1. We got Steelix, our Rock Setter, and Phaser. Pretty much standard Steelix set. Went with Earthquake and Rock Slide, I think, this week. Wasn't really debating over Heavy Slam and Earthquake. Galvantula is the heart and soul of this week's team because Electric Bug does so much work to this team. It's fantastic. Giga Drain in there because of Donphan. I could have went with Energy Ball for max damage output, but if its sturdy's intact, an Energy Ball was enough to one-hit KO it anyways, and a Giga Drain always was a two-hit KO, so I figured might as well get a little bit of health back in the event he's attacking. I was really worried about Donphan this week because the defensive variant really stands up to Charizard X, and the offensive variant does work to my team. So I had to calc my damages based off of assuming it was defensive, and I was gauging its attack being max attack because, like I said, both were really good against my team. And again, Charizard X rounding out the team. Went with Outrage this week. Even though he does have the Gardevoir, I needed that extra damage and not to take the recoil from Flare Blitz if I needed to put the damage out when I had it. Dragon Dance, Flare Blitz, Outrage, and Roost. And we brought our buddy with us this week, Charizard Pillow, and you'll get to see why we have him later. So that's why we have our buddy, and I've had that pillow longer than I've had my children. So, yeah. So let's look at his team. He's got Cofagrigus, however you say it. Daisukun, or whatever it was called before it became Americanized. I don't exactly have something on my team set aside for it. My team withers at Shadow Balls really well because it's not that strong of attack. It's probably going to be a Will-O-Wisp / Toxicer. Calm Mindset could be scary, but it doesn't have recovery outside of Pain Split, so not really that worried about it. Mischievous handles it relatively well, but it's got huge physical bulk, and if he's running it mixed bulky to handle my walls, it could be a problem. Donphan, as stated, his only hazard removal on the team, I don't think Hydreigon gets defog. But anyways, his only hazard removal, so as long as I have Mismagius, did I call it Mischievous earlier? I think I did. As long as I have Mismagius, I really don't have to worry about him rapid spinning or earthquaking, and that is kind of why I had this set up as my anti-lead, because it just stands in his face. Mega Pinsir, yeah, it gave me indigestion prepping for that mofo. Then he's got Hydreigon and Manaphy, so 3 premier wall breakers in this format, all on the same team. Yeah. And then he's got Gardevoir hiding in the back. So let's get into this match. It's been 6 minutes and we've been talking, so let's go Gadget go. So alright guys, I want to thank Ryquin for recording the battle, and I'd like to thank Bulky Cotton Candy again for recording them, or for genning my Mons. Thank you. And I don't know who's doing the thumbnail because I'm recording this from getting the thumbnail done. So whoever did that, thank you too. We're gonna bring out Karis. We changed the name of Mischievous. This is the Greek female god of death and suffering. So that's why we have it. So he's gonna leave a Gardevoir, and I'm like, okay, I don't have a switch into this thing, especially if it's offensive. So let's keep Mismagius in. I don't think it can one-shot me with my investment, and I miss a Will-O-Wisp first turn, which sucks because that broke potential Sash, which a lot of leads like this would have. So I'm going to have to switch out here. We're going to go into Devastator because I can take a Psyshock, I can take a Moonblast. The only thing I probably can't take is the Focus Blast. And he's going to bring in Hydreigon here. And I'm just going to stay in. I have my Sturdy intact. He isn't going to be able to do anything to me. And Superpowers isn't going to do much. Fully physically defensive. I'm going to bring out Manaphy here, and I get Stealth Rocks up on the switch, which is fantastico because that's 50% damage on Pinsir after it Mega Evolves, 25% the first time it comes in. So I really don't want him setting up a sub here. I should have switched out to Amoonguss, but I stay in. Like I said, my Sturdy was intact, and if he wanted to set up, I could have just went for Roar, and gonna roar him out into Tut here. So I'm like, okay. I don't think he's going to stay in and try and do anything to me. I'm going to stay in, and even if he tries doing something, the worst thing he can do to me is burn me. He can't Toxic me because I'm a Poison type. Because I'm a Steel type, and he's just going to hard switch out here. He's going to go into Autobots, which is the Donphan. But I just stay in and roar because I didn't have any reason to fear that thing from any of its standard sets. And I roar him out into the worst possible thing that could come in. The only thing on his team that can probably one-shot me outside of Manaphy from this range, and that is Mega Pinsir. So I can't risk him setting up a Swords Dance because it sweeps my team at this point. So I have to stay in and go for the Rock Slide. He's going to close combat me, and that is a KO from that range. Any way you slice the bread and butter it. So he is going to lose his defenses and stuff there. So that's the one benefit we get from losing Steelix that early. So we're going to bring Alpha out because I can take any attack from this thing any day of the week. And the only way he's going to outspeed me is if he goes for Quick Attack. And I can take those for days. Gonna go for Thunder because it's everything on his team besides Donphan. Once Donphan gets that wonderful stuff. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, after we break it sturdy with rocks, Giga Drain just wails on it. Gonna Pain Split me here. I'm just like, oh crap. I was really hoping to get 2 max rolls on that and take out the Cofagrigus. Didn't happen. But I'm going to keep thundering here because I don't think it has much that is going to affect me. And I know I can take any hit from this. Now, at this range, I can take a Shadow Ball. I'm at like 57, 58%. I can take a Shadow Ball, max damage from the set he has, and from any wall set, I can take max damage from a Shadow Ball. Now he's going to use Hex. I'm not poisoned, I'm not paralyzed, I'm not asleep, I'm not burnt, so this is going to do even less damage than that. So I'm living this any day of the week. He's going to go for the Hex. And he critical hits the most important component of my team who can destroy anything. And at that range, I can take Quick Attack from the Pincer. So a crit against one of the best teams in the league is going to take out my best answer to 90% of his team. So once again, we're playing a premier team and we get nailed by something that destroys one of our best chances of winning this game. Remember the pillow. Okay, now that we got that out of our system, let's watch the rest of the match. So Alpha goes down. And that's bad news bears, because this thing's in here. So I'm like, okay, it's paralyzed. It's made it through one turn, not being paralyzed. Let's try and set up. If we're lucky, he'll get paralyzed the first turn. We'll get a free Dragon Dance off. We'll have high enough attack to kill this thing without taking damage, hopefully. And we will be able to two-shot everything on his team and outspeed everything. But he isn't going to get paralyzed. He isn't going to miss the Toxic. And I'm just like, oh, he has Toxic and Hex. And depending on his spread, I don't know what he's going to be able to do. So I'm like, I got to set up one more Dragon Dance. With one more Dragon Dance, after everything that happens, I should be able to one-shot everything on his team. And he's going to get paralyzed here, which is really good because that was doing about 50% damage. That was a Hex incoming, I guarantee it, and that is what Polly confirmed that after the match. And that would have done about 50% damage, which is just huge at this point because everything. Now, Mummy's going to activate here, and that is why I had to set up the second Dragon Dance. Because knowing that I was going to be getting Mummy, I knew for a fact I wouldn't be able to take out Dawnfan at the range it was without setting up the second Dragon Dance. Because I needed to be at +2 to be able to take it out at this range with an Earthquake or a Flare Blitz, or yeah, an Outrage or a Flare Blitz, and I stupidly go for Outrage here. I knew it would kill. I wanted to minimize the damage because after Toxic that would have been more than enough to kill me, which I guess really doesn't matter at this point because he's just going to bring in Gardevoir, and Gardevoir is going to get Mummy, which is hysterical. We're just passing around Mummy like it's a STD. And I get a 2-turn Outrage, which doesn't matter because he's going to take me out with a Moonblast. So, that's fun. Oh, I'm going to bring in Karis here. Bringing her back out. I know I have enough health to set up a substitute. I thought he might switch here. And that was my thought of setting up this substitute. Don't ask me what I thought he was going to switch into. Going to go for the Moonblast. Going to be a critical hit. Doesn't matter. Just Salt in the Wound. Without any investment, which he does have investment, it was a minimum, I think, of like 30%, so always enough to take it out. Probably would have killed me that turn, so ultimately that little series of events had no long-term had I gone for 2 Shadow Balls, this would have been dead type deal. Not that it would have mattered. Gonna go for the X Scissor here. Not sure if he would switch in anything, so Justified is going to become Mummy. So another Pokemon has been passed the Mummies, and we're gonna have to go to the clinic for that. So MVP is gonna come out here, and I'm gonna have to switch into Amoonguss because I can't take a Scald, and I don't think I can one-shot at this range. We're gonna go out into Blue's Clues, and he is going to make a huge cojones play. Because if you know me, I'm stupid and stay in and go for attacks sometimes. Had I stayed in and Rock Slid there, how ridiculous would that have been? But he's going to get the Aerialate return off, which did, I think, 150 to 160 damage, with the crit on there. Didn't matter at all. Just like I said, salt in the wound. This quick attack is going to do nothing to us. And we're going to get the Rock Slide off, and that is going to kill Mega Pinsir. So we at least get the satisfaction of crapping on this thing's face after it gave us just fits trying to prep for it. And he's going to have Flash Cannon on this. That's going to be more than enough to take it out. He is Scarf, so that is going to be GG. And we lose to Paul with a 2-0 defeat, which is not bad at all in my opinion against one of the best teams in the league. Currently number 3. Not sure what it'll be after this week. But yeah, be sure and check that out. But yeah, guys, really, really sad about that performance. We didn't play the way we should have. We really played bad with Steelix in the beginning, letting him take that Scald right away. Should have switched right out. That crit on Galvantula just made me cry tears of sadness. Because there are other kinds. But Paul played masterfully, played me like a fiddle the whole match, and it was just, another one of those matches where who knows what might have happened had the odds been better in my favor. But, anyways, this has been Oldmantup, and we will catch you guys later. Be sure, I don't know if they have these in the Pokemon shop anymore, but get your own screaming pillow. They work wonders and they save your ears. Alright guys, it's been Oldmantup, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.